Okay.
Each time I meet someone new and tell them I'm hiking the Appalachian Trail, there's always a set of questions that they ask. Why are you doing it? What made you think of doing it? Are you going to do it alone? Are you afraid of anything? What do you got to carry? All of that gets to be kind of important. And a successful hike depends upon a lot of good preparation, good physical preparation, great gear, lightweight gear. It's all about weight. And of course, if I don't have the right nutrition, then none of that makes any difference, because if I don't have the fuel to power me along that 2,200 miles, it's just not going to happen. And so we've taken a look at nutrition, and I've got my law officer here with me, my logistics and worry person, Mary, and she's going to kind of show you what we've been doing for nutrition. The weight is really extremely important, and food has a lot of moisture in it, and so we've pretty much decided to dehydrate everything. And during the course of the 2,200 miles, we're going to have 20 to 25 kind of care packages of food and batteries and things mailed out to me. They call them mail drops. And I'll go into a town and resupply with these mail drops and get my new food. And that food, of course, has to carry a lot of calories, because I'm going to burn about 4,000 to 6,000 calories a day. So I've got to have a lot of calories, a lot of protein, a lot of carbohydrates, just a lot of stuff to fuel me along the way. They often get asked, well, what do you eat out on the trail? And the answer is anything you want and all you can eat. So I'm going to have about 1,500 to 2,000 calories a day is all I'll be consuming while I'm out there. And so it's going to be pretty important that those calories are packed with a lot of good nutrition. So I'm going to turn this over to Mary and let her explain to you just how we're going to do that and what it's going to look like. There you go, Mary.
Hi there. Well, today we are going to dehydrate some chicken, the canned kind that we got at Costco, and we're also going to dehydrate this package of quinoa and brown rice. The process is fairly simple. You drain the chicken and you end up with something that looks like this. And I'm going to put it on the cookie sheet and just spread it out. And when I get it all spread out, I'm going to add some seasonings to it. Generally the salt and pepper, and I'm going to add some Mrs. Dash to it, because at the end of the day, Keith's going to want something that tastes pretty good, even though it's dehydrated. Doesn't mean he has to suffer with not good tasting food. So the dehydration process we're using is just through an oven. And I'm going to set the temperature here to 170. That's the lowest mine will go. And this process will take with the chicken about 3 hours. And it goes. And then the other thing I'm going to dehydrate today is the quinoa and brown rice. This package, as it is right now, weighs about 8.5 to 9 ounces. When we get done with it, it's going to weigh about 3 ounces.
We actually use a scale that measures in tenths of ounces. That's how important it is. On the weight issue on my pack, I will be carrying about 40 pounds of weight. Includes all my gear, my tents, my safety gear, and the food and water. And each of those pounds, each of those ounces is very critical. And so I will have 12 meals packed for each of my sections of the hike. I'm going to be out on the trail for 4 to 6 days that I'll be carrying the food I need. So I'll have 12 meals. And the difference between the package meal Mary showed you at 8.5 ounces and the meal that she's prepared at 3 ounces is about 8 pounds lighter my pack will be, because we're dehydrating it. And those 8 pounds will be significant in helping me kind of reduce the stress on my legs and knees and other joints.
Okay, so some of the add-ins that we're going to put into this dehydrated meal consists of instant mashed potatoes. We're going to try and reinvent the wheel. We're going to use what's out there that's already in a dried process. So quick oats for breakfast. I've dried up some blueberries and he's gonna be able to put the blueberries in there. I will have already added some brown sugar and a little bit of powdered milk, so when he adds his water to it, it'll come up and taste a lot like oatmeal. Some of the other things that we're looking at that Keith will take on his trip are, of course, ramen noodles. I think everybody knows about ramen noodles. We'll throw some packages of a cup of soup into the dehydrated finished product so that it adds a little more calorie and consistency and a little more taste. This is the item that he's going to be using to make his meals in. It's titanium. It has measurements on the side so he knows how much water to put in there. And then once he pours, he's going to rehydrate this probably at lunchtime when he puts in his dehydrated food, and let it sit all afternoon, and then when he gets to his campsite, he's just going to cook it up.
As I mentioned, there's going to be 2 meals a day, breakfast and then dinner. During the day, I'm not going to stop to eat generally. I want to keep going and get as many miles in as I can. So I'll have a lot of snacks that offer the protein and calories I need. So I'll have beef jerky, I'll have commercial protein bars. Those kinds of things will add to some weight in the pack, but again, it will limit to about 2 pounds a day of food that I'll consume between snacks and the meals that Mary has made for me.
And voila, through the magic of television, oh excuse me, we're on video, I'm going to show you our finished product. We now have the dehydrated quinoa and brown rice. And we're going to pour it into a little baggie.
Wow, that smells really good.
Yeah, it's very tasty. It takes about, in cold water, it takes about 2 to 2.5 hours to rehydrate. So as I'm walking along and it's in my titanium container, it will rehydrate, which will make it very easy for me once I get to campsite to pick it up. So we have gone from this package to this package, from 8.5 ounces to 3 ounces. And it's not only just quinoa and brown rice, but it'll have the other additives that Mary talked about, whether it's chicken or mashed potatoes or whatever we'll put in here to make it a delicious meal. Variety will be important. I certainly don't want to get tired of eating the same thing day in and day out. And with my great logistics person here, I've got it made. She's a great cook and has done some good jobs here. So, let's see if we can get the weight on here. We go from 0. It doesn't want to weigh with me holding it. Put it down. 2.7 ounces. Alright, so if you want to come out with me and do a little hiking and have a gourmet meal, I'll have just what you need.